morning, my dear viewers. Another beautiful Saturday morning. Another Today's Woman episode coming to you from the studios of TV3, First in News, Best in Entertainment. Today we're going to be focusing on women in agriculture and the rural areas. And before we get started is my quote. And my quote is from Thomas Jefferson, the American founding father and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. And he says, and I quote, "Cultivators of the earth are the most valuable citizens. They're the most vigorous, the most independent, the most virtuous, and they are tied to their country and wedded to its liberty and interests by the most lasting bands." Welcome back to Today's Women Show. For those of you who just tuned in, today we're going to be focusing on rural women in agriculture. By all means, you can join in the conversation by going to our Facebook or Twitter pages. Now, my guests this morning are lawyers Eduama Ado, who is a program officer for WILDAF, to my immediate left, and next to her we have Na Asabia, I think it's Osabia the first, who is Queen Mother from Onyansana in near Amasaman. Okay, you're both welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, now before we delve into the women in agriculture in the rural areas, or rural women in agriculture, you're at WILDAF.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us what WILDAF does and how you got related to this whole thing we're going to be talking about this morning.
Okay, WILDAF is it's a Pan-African non-governmental organization based in Africa, and we have a network in Ghana, and our offices in Osu.
Okay.
And we are more of promoting the rights of women using law and development as our key, I would say, priority area. So we have found ourselves in various program areas, such as advocating for women access to justice, especially for women. And we also promote women in governance, supporting women to hold key decision-making positions in Ghana. Yeah, we've also been promoting women's reproductive health rights, and then women in agriculture.
We have a short film on women doing a day in the life of the rural women on their farms. Let's watch that and we'll come and we'll talk some more about what it entails.
Agriculture is the main pillar of Ghana's development. It is the largest contributor to the gross domestic product, accounting for about 51%, providing 45% of all export earnings and 12% of tax revenue. Women are the most important actors in the food chain, which begins from farm production, market, and intra-household distribution of food.
I want to be a farmer because I like farming. I like it. I was first a typist, so when I resigned home, I chose to be a farmer. So I joined the Agric people at Kokwasi. So after the training, I came down to form a women's group.
They have much more limited access to resources than their male counterparts, especially in areas of education, land, agriculture, extension, and access to credit. All of which combine to restrain their ability to increase productivity and incomes.
Is the Yankupon say, while my son, any boy read, the inferior human in the BNT. Not any better in
This should not be the case. Women's role in agriculture is growing at a faster pace than men, and they are significantly taking over tasks which were traditionally thought to be the domain of their male counterparts.
Say, I done in Marimba, I did be a Marimani and Matumi. And the Yensu, a Pesa, yes, can you find Adriani, a former Adriani, Yensu, a fan called Accra.
This would mean, therefore, that in the not-too-distant future, women will take over a significant proportion of the food chain processes, beginning from intra-household distribution to market distribution. It logically follows, therefore, that unless definite steps are taken to remove discriminatory practices and other barriers which confront women today, Ghana could be confronted with a looming national food security problem.
It's amazing one of the things I love to do is to go to the market, and you see I've just seen baskets of okra, and you're kind of thinking that I've never really put women as being the farmers,
the faces behind.
The faces behind those producing these things. I see them. You kind of think that women are the ones who sit in the market, and the men bring the goods. You don't realize that the women are also farming and also bringing the goods in. So who then is a smallholder woman farmer?
Okay. A smallholder rural woman farmer is a rural woman found in a remote community, lacks most of the basic necessities in life, and found within the agricultural sector, and mostly illiterate.
And I think that now, Osavia, you are one of them.
Yes.
Of your farmer.
Farmer ward.
Me no farmer.
Mommy, sito.
Okay.
I feel who's a woman ward, didn't
She mommy Jilawa at the moment. Hello.
Mommy Jilawa. She toward and when you were one machine of irrigation. Will challenges about bows and one spray machine okay fight and then the insects say, God, no, none can money be a mommy bad year because so it's can't wait.
Okay. Okay.
No,
how did you and how did you start? How did you start farming?
Oba fail and acquisition, but Oba big.
Labi she go and chair. To fit on bote farming me. I can lebo. No kon o parents fail before but who decide that she go ba fail. No, yeah, your family
na form ye jemi.
Okay.
E wo beni into school ya kwasikuma. Class 6 Danimba Methodist Girls School. E wo lebo na afio.
Okay.
E wo Benny work wache yo ka chase doctor bi fen ya chueko.
Okay.
Agbene Benny batuni to the house and cottage industries at typist. It was Benny decide akema basiane ba na kesane wo fe yakpi. Wo ka bote mo fe mo mi. Lele no ba bon fe mo. Feel mi hun fe eko. Aga leadership by example. It was mi hun ka me feel.
Okay.
Ko ni ka me
bon ka no fe.
Ya ngo.
O fe no fe.
If you no fe ntu mo mi. Yeah, mommy. Feel no manyama fear. Feel. Feel. Ni oblaye amenwa me feel. Sina agba bibi ni yo amena me hunna.
Okay.
Ene wo nene beni wodafa but nina wo amena kelele wona agba ifa.
Okay.
The fair damo ignorance. Dimbi e ko meni sandu wona wole sinu wole he wo. Ya no ni na agba hu gba wona ke se amba ha tetre ye spon ni wo ba fe what say amekume wo wu ma me spon ko sikaji ye spon kra local fe mo ni e bala ka le no yi don twense ni twense no da ke we ko ba spon yo di no ameba chon wa ke sa ka wo de nche wona wo de nche wo spon ni wo katuni
only at the end of the day you no ni jinye no
nakan.
Okay.
Keja
Shimita Mabi Lois, tell me, as program officer, what are the programs that you offer these women?
Okay. Before I get in there, WILDAF was working around this women's rights issue since we've been in existence for the past 20 years. But in 2009, we discovered that there is a section of women who seem to be producing so much towards and contributing so much towards national development. These are the rural women. But if you go into their lives, you see that they are really the poor women in the society. Okay. If you look at, they contribute almost 50% to gross domestic product, but they are so poor.
Why is that?
That's what the question. Then we realize that they don't know about their rights, so they are denied them. And the right was they couldn't even what is due them within the family. You know, with respect to they are often found within the agricultural sector, but we discovered that they didn't have access to land. And which is
so they were just being used as manpower.
Yes, they were just farm helpers. And so we designed programs to support these women to be able to live up beyond this kind of challenges.
What kind of programs?
So we came up with supporting them with their legal and human rights. Okay. You know, they didn't even have the basic knowledge about their civic rights. They didn't know that they had the right to participate in decision making. They didn't even know they had the right to life, all the basic rights that we enjoy, they didn't know about
take
it.
For granted.
So we took them through their basic rights. And then the family laws on marriage. Do you know that about 80% of the marriages in the rural communities are consensual? Many times when we go into the communities and we make inquiries about how many are married, you will see a group of about 50 women. Almost all of them have their hands raised. Then
so when you say so when you go into consensual, so isn't it between families? I thought that marriage in this country was between families.
Families, yes, that's where I want to define what is a marriage that have not been formalized. So when we go in to ask them, how did you get married? Then you will see that, they are just living together. They've not done any traditional
Not even traditional, no traditional right.
No traditional right.
That's very surprising considering they're in the rural areas.
And these are they stay with these men, support them on their farms for even up to 15 to 20 years. And let me tell you, at the event of any misunderstanding, they've had children with these men. They have this. They hold themselves out in public as couples. But the event of any confusion or quarrel at home,
or as she says, a death or something.
Yes, they are kicked out, and they are supposed to start life all afresh again. And then we also took them through the Wills Act, that when you're able to go beyond this and you acquire some property, how do you transfer this property to your people, loved ones? So we took them the advocacy skills, how they could rise up and advocate for what is due them. And then we took them through the Agric policies, what is out there for them for take as women farmers. And then there we found the serious issues. These women who seem to provide about 80% of food we consume as a nation, what they go through, and leading them to that kind of poverty-stricken lifestyles.
So tell me, what sort of, or should I say, how have you benefited from WILDAF being with you? Or
in the say nam when you wanna ye WILDAF hidi training na me ha wo hani was hene etake titre domestic violence and if you tutu amoko yuenga by heart sia ke ne wo je training wo ba as legal literacy volunteer say ka wo kabo ye man do yu ngana kan wo ba nya wa police amobo no jeme jo many feel gbeke bia ni senior ni hu wo ka me yu many report gbeke bi ke ni bi hu wo cha me akemo fiam no ba na nakan no ba re gbeke kwa lo ba defy bente wo ka bo ba police station wa je wo heko wo twa me akeni chumo ni World of Ghana e ba chon wo ne wo ben wo te wo je wo chon man bi fin ke majin achebe fin je mankome man a shepa ken klamba train wo dana me ke adwamuchi no lo ba na ke ye popa no mo fia mo ye nakan chose mo eko e wo e ha jeme e jojo e jogbande enche agbene ye agriculture side en he dey juye le na kanta me le wo le ake tafra che e ko ye wu ni wule do kle spon na ho be do no ni siake is wona ke wo ho ye wo right do wo right e di wo san wo own property you be can no if we spon fee habo they fe proper document assign doko papa ni ka wo se sande ko no ba nyo ka chon gwekuko aka we ne wule ni nkele hisie two plots ne le dente e ha mi de signature ne ke ka hwe boye no no wo na ke lele ni ehi agbene manche me hu to boni wi aka ndo mi ka we ajeme ame fe na ke yo esa ni yo fios ko won bo yo ko ke unko me mafie bele ha abu si bia na me na mele ake ni yo hu sani ehie ajapade hewo o amena wo mobo he fia he no ba ya ba ke min to spon matuni alo min to spon mama tuwe keke ame hawo ame ando han wo na ni ne se baba agbene ke agba sinhina hu de ewie he ano kwale ni je egbe me pi ni no yewo keke bo peta flat ni hoba aba chukeya family ngo e ba ke hu mini keke hu mini be ke bo ye ngajibo afo baba o do wona ke gba ye ana ye jen ni do hewo ni fte ko sika ko jogban yo hewo ena kesi e chari isi ibo akesi ndoko banye febo no fe ka me fu once go rondo ka ba ba ka ya nya sia mo ka ko show hand no boy ehia ka bi mo ake ehia ko ni ya babole me ponyu mo ka aka juyo ko ka yo is no fe no ko ojule e wa ameti ameko me ba no sisi ameti ameko be don ne ke wona me enyojo meten amafia me ngama wedding me ko me ya fe engagement me ne ke wo da father Roma aha me invitation to US e wo beni ya ni esake Ula wedding be done in my yard.
That's fantastic. I mean, now I've said quite a lot here from the benefits of having the advice and the counsel from World Africa.
Last year they were having this UN meeting at the Commission of Sisters on the Sustainable Development Goals. You know, the new, from the MDG, we are going into the
Millennium Goals.
Yes, we are now is going to the SDGs. So to the face of the rural woman, we were able to support her and for.
And she had to go to the state. You know, and to go to the state,
you need a marriage certificate.
Congratulations.
So that tells
after how many years of living with your husband?
Oh, around 40.
40 years, and then she gets the ring. There's hope for us all. Welcome back to the Today's Women Show. We're chatting about rural women in agriculture, and I've got with me Lois and Na, who both have things to do with women. Na herself, a queen mother, who is actually a farmer, and Lois, who works for WildAF, who is helping us discuss the topic. Now, let's talk about the challenges in detail. I can imagine that one of them is accessing finance. Okay. How are they able to get their hands on monies to buy the land if we want to empower them and we want them to own their own lands to farm on? How are we able to give them the monies?
Okay, you know, most of the there isn't any government fund that is given to smallholder women farmers. They are supposed to access finance from their various financial institutions in their districts. That's from the financial institutions, the rural banks. But these rural banks require collaterals. So as rural women farmers, the first point of call as an area was the land. So then we will go into the land where many of the rural women are so comfortable farming with their partners. So the first requirement, which is a collateral, they can't meet that demand. Okay. So that is when they started looking into their lives and seeing that they are not doing something right. So at the financial institution level, many of them are not able to meet the requirements of providing a collateral. When they are distributing farming resources in the community, they are only looking out for farm owners and not farm helpers, and these women are farm helpers. So at the end of the day, inputs that will help them improve upon their farms, they don't even often have it. At the few times that is brought into the communities, they also are not able to meet the requirements because they don't still have access to the land. And then when it gets to the harvesting, they are the key players. They are the key players. They try the processing and the bagging but the farm is not theirs. It's for their partners. So they are the ones who lead the marketing, that is in terms of exchange. And it doesn't come to them. It goes to their male counterparts. So at the end of the day, with all their work on the farm, right from the cultivation bit to the processing bit, and they didn't.
But it sounds like these women are being modern slaves on these farms.
That is the picture that I'm trying to convey to you. So we have all these people. We go to the market, we see beautiful products, but nothing goes to that woman who wakes up at dawn, 4 o'clock, and then sleeps late in the night. No source of income. So they are not able to raise money at the end of the farming season to even ever say that, let me go and lease a land to start my own.
So now tell me, they're obviously, this is something that runs from generation to generation. Is there any program in place where the next generation is actually being told that, you know, try and find your own money and acquire land that is yours, and then you can till that land and make the most of it, so that you are getting, because I mean, I'm thinking of the whole thing. If you're saying that 80% of what is being brought into the markets is being farmed by women, and these women are just being modern slaves. I mean, we're not. This whole thing is, the vicious cycle is not going to end if we're not going to be able to educate the next generation to be able to acquire their own land, or at least be in some sort of a legal partnership with their partners, in order that they can also benefit. I mean, I don't know what programs that traditionally you are able to do.
We have been talking to them through WIDAF education. So these young ones who are coming, they are so wise that they want to acquire their own lands, which I like it, because we have done the mistake already. So they, especially the women, they are trying to buy their own land, acquire their own land for farming, their own land for building, and the land for farming too. They will prepare a document for it. If maybe you are leasing this for 10 years, they will tell you. Then after the 10 years, you come and renew your documents.
Now, accessing funding is difficult. Next thing is even acquiring the land. How easy is it to acquire land?
The ignorance about a woman having her own land as a smallholder, it never boils down into their mind. That is even the first thing. So we will say there is no problem, because the people who are affected have never risen up to speak against even the cultural practices, because even the first is she's not even thought of having her own. Then the next one is, after education, when we have educated them about the need, then they take steps to go and see the traditional owners, because Ghana is the traditional leaders that
own the land.
They are required to seek consent from their partners, and also their partners joining them at the agreement level.
So a woman can't acquire. I can't just walk as a single woman and decide that I want to acquire land. Formally.
No.
Now it's
that
possible.
Is in the Amasaman area.
Area.
All the other rural places that we have that prevails, apart from the matrilineal areas, they all need the consent of their partners. WIDAF have done some work in Amasaman, but the rest of Ghana patrilineal centers still have these issues ongoing there. So women during the transaction, when even you have been able to, many are not able to convince their partners. You know how men feel jittery when the woman starts thinking of having her own property. They start feeling that one day you'll be financially empowered. During the transaction stage, those who are able to be successful, the transaction is done such that the woman is made to know, if it hadn't been for your partner, this land wouldn't have been given to you. So at the documentation stage, she willingly offers to register the husband's name on the land document. At the verge of any confusion or divorce, the man takes the land from the woman.
Okay. Now you're a queen mother.
Yes.
So obviously you are head of a traditional area. How do you approach cases like this? I would have thought, because you're a woman, if I'm a woman and I'm coming to you, it's obviously an easier task.
Oh yes, to acquire a land.
Yes.
At our Masaman side, through education, ours is a little bit easier. If me as a queen mother, if a member or somebody wants to acquire land at one traditional authority, and the person refuses, because I've been trained as queen mother in WIDAF, maybe some of them approach me. So that I'll go to the chief. Nowadays, this is what is happening. Women to have their right to own a land. So please, if she has come, kindly assist her to own a land. And they do.
And they normally do. Okay. Now, they've gotten the land now. They start to till the land. How do they market their goods?
Their goods?
The rural woman.
The rural woman.
Is it different from the way men would do theirs? Do women do theirs different from men?
No, it's the same. But sometimes the new technology that is used to facilitate farming. They don't have that facilities. They don't have access to tractor facilities. They don't have new modernized equipment and new methodologies in farming. We recently undertook a research in the Suhum areas on women's technological and agricultural technology. These are women farmers, and they didn't know about farming in lines. They didn't know about the new insecticides. Some use magic chalk as insecticides, and even the traditional.
Which one is magic chalk?
Oh, there was this insecticide some years back we were using to kill ants, and that's what they use as insecticides for their seeds. And
I mean, I just look at it as a problem of lack of education.
Yes,
you know, their world is just that little area in which they are.
Themselves in.
You know what I mean? And so that makes your task even greater.
Yes.
Because I think that the responsibility is for you to enlighten these people.
Yes,
and to let them know that these things, because I can see that now has benefited a lot from it.
They had a lot of work have gone in there.
Now, how large is your farm?
I have 4 acres okra farm.
Wow.
And 2 acres corn farm.
Okay.
Maize farm.
But the maize farm is seasonal, isn't it, or is it all year round?
This is along the Dinsi River.
Okay, so it's constant.
So I use irrigation.
So you know about irrigation.
Yes.
You have a tractor. Now, do you have employees?
I don't have a tractor. Yes, I have people who help me.
You have helpers.
But I
now
need
why
a
are you
tractor.
laughing?
I need a tractor.
Yes. You say you don't have a tractor. So how is farming done? No mechanized farming at all for you?
No.
Everything is done manually?
Yes.
Over those 4 plus 2 acres, 6 acres, everything is done manually?
Yes.
So do you have casual labor, or you have laborers that you pay on a day on a month
casual
basis?
laborers. If they go and do it for you, they come home, you have to pay them on the spot. That is how I do it. And some of my boys too help me in the house.
Okay.
You know, I have even got I've been rearing a goat. That is goat farming.
Okay.
I've added it to my farming.
Okay.
And I won this award this year.
Really?
Small ruminants.
Really?
District level.
How many goats do you have?
Goats. I have about 40 goats. And sheep, about 25 sheep.
But we thank. I mean, I'm very happy to have met you now, and I wish you all the best. It's very interesting to see that 4 acres of okra.
Yes.
And how often do you harvest?
4 days.
Every 4 days. So is it perennial? Is it a good? I don't know. I can't remember the terms you use. Is it something that you harvest every 4 years? So you've planted in sections so that you are constantly harvesting.
We because of the extension of we planted in lines. So if you want to harvest, you go by the line by line. But in our side, our only challenge is our road to Accra.
Okay.
We have a very bad road.
Okay.
Which, as I'm talking now, if government is hearing what I'm saying, please, you should come to our aid to come and help us to have a good road.
Improve the road
because
system.
If you harvest your crops, you want to come Accra, how you will suffer, and because of that, the drivers too will charge you excess.
Is there any legislature in place, or what is government doing to support these rural women?
Yeah, Ghana, we will say, is very endowed with very good policy frameworks, even within the agricultural sector and then the land sector. We have the Land Administration Project that seeks to support women to be able to access land and also to have a title on this land. They have done well since its implementation, but at the grassroots level, I think there is more to be done. Yeah, it has benefited the urban woman more than the small dam, because even if you ask them whether they know about the Land Administration Project, they don't know about it. So it did well with the urban centers, but the grassroots where the women need it most, I don't think that project.
But does WorldAF work in conjunction with the government at all?
We do. We are making ourselves very visible with these areas, in terms of working with the Ministry of Land, in terms of working with the Ministry of Agric. But we know we don't finance these government institutions, so when they are constrained financially, we can just provide technical support at that level, trying to give them how the bigger picture of the problem, so the programs can be geared towards. But when it's not backed with the needed financial
assistance,
yes, then it's still you only left at the decision-making process, but the implementation is still not done so well.
It's not done very well.
So,
but I mean, she's in Amasaman, which is near Accra, so I can imagine that her challenges are not as severe as those that are further up country.
Yes, so it's Western. So I think it's not about just boasting about what we've done as an organization, but trying to get the issues to the policymakers that the smallholder women farmers have been sidelined in terms of implementation of government programs.
We thank you very much. Is there any opportunity of you going to rural farming at all yourself?
Oh, I don't have a problem with the opportunity. It's a very recreative environment and a nice place to work. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time on the show.
Thank you.
Hi viewers, welcome back to today's Women's Show. I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors once more, and they're JNEC Skin Repair and Laser Center and Cousins Baby. Now I've been joined now by Miss Sarah Ayi, who is another success story from the rural women in farming. You're welcome to the show, Auntie Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay. So I say you're a success story.
Yes.
Why are you a success story? Why do you think you are a success story?
I have a success story. Through WorldAF, they come and train us on domestic violence, marriage, health. So we send this message to the village.
Okay.
So we taught them how to reduce domestic violence, how to the laws in marriage. If you want to marry, the laws you do before you marry.
Okay. They taught you all of those things.
Yes.
Now you are a farmer yourself, as
yes,
I said.
I'm a farmer.
And you're farming what? The same things as Na is?
Yes, we are farming in crops.
Okay, in crops.
Garden eggs, pepper. Even we make export.
You
our
export?
Crops, yes.
Where do you export to?
We export to other countries.
Okay. So do you feel that you are getting financial gain from what you are doing?
Yes, we are getting financial gains.
You are getting financial gains.
We are exporting.
You are exporting.
People come there and buy and send it to another country.
To other countries.
Yes.
So in total your farms cover how many acres? You have 10 acres of okra?
I have 10 acres of okra. I have corn. I have maize. I have corn.
Yes.
I have stored it just now.
Okay.
Yes. I have maize also.
That is growing now.
Yes.
Well, that's very interesting.
I have pepper also. They said the pepper we should make it well so that when we export it,
it doesn't get rotten, it doesn't get spoiled, and then you continue to get it. Now, Lois from WorldAF was in the chair show, a little while ago, and she was saying that the rural women are poor. Yours is a success story because you have been able to arise above, because you have a little bit of education.
Yes.
Now, how are you mentoring other women, or how are you motivating the younger generation so that we can alleviate the poverty levels that are in these rural areas?
We are educating them that they should make their own farms. They should acquire their own lands so that they work. That they get money to do what they like.
Okay. As they want to do themselves.
Yes, we encourage them that you can't sit down and no work.
Okay.
Because if you don't have any work, you just stand lonely. You have to get money to do something.
That's for yourself, that you have to earn your own income.
Yes.
There's dignity in that. But now you're a traditional ruler.
Yes.
So your voice can be even louder than Sarah's. Yes. So what are you doing? What are you doing for yourself?
As a queen mother,
During meetings, we usually call meetings. So in meetings,
we used to talk to the new generation, the young ones, that we know is a tradition that a woman should not own a land. But now, it is necessary that a woman should own a land to cater for the house. If she has money, she also pays some of the school fees. So
that way we can educate the next generation. We can be able to educate the next generation.
They are happy about it. That they will ignore the old system. You should only work for your husband, and after the end of the harvest, he buy you a cloth or give you some of the money. But you have to own your own money.
But are the men happy that women are being empowered now?
Yes.
They are happy?
Yes, they do.
Oh, that's
because
good.
they see we are helping them.
They do.
So they are happier now.
Yes,
they do.
Okay. And Sarah, what challenges have you personally faced in the work you're doing?
The challenge I'm facing is financial problem. Because if you start the work, you acquire land, buy chemicals. Pumping machine is now 50 million.
50 million?
Yes.
Which is 5,000
Not
Ghana
only the pumping machine you use, you use lines. The lines, one is 20 Ghana. You use about 80 lines.
That's
if your farm is far from the river,
yes,
it depends your farm.
The distance from the river to your farm.
Yes.
So for yours, like this, is about 80 pumps.
80
that's another
lines.
1,600.
Yes.
That's
before you have the pumping machine, and if you don't have this, you can't make any money, because at the end of the day, all your crops will die. Yes.
But I play devil's advocate with you now, Auntie Sarah. If you are exporting, your exporting should be earning you foreign exchange to be able to, deal with these problems, these financial problems that you're facing.
Yes.
Are you sure that you are being given the right market value for what you're sending out? You're not being given the right market value.
Because they bring the market.
So they are dictating the price.
If they said the pepper one box is 6 cedis, you can't tell anything. And if you said you don't give it to her,
he'll go to another farmer who will give it to them.
Yes.
So you are selling below what you should be selling, and that's why you're not making the money. Is there anybody you can actually go and share these issues with? Are there people you can talk to? Have you formed a group so that your voice can be heard as one?
Yes, we have formed a group. At first, we don't know that we have to form a group.
Okay.
But through WIDAF, yes, they let us know that if we form a group and you are going to somebody, it's better than you alone will go to somebody.
More voices.
Yes.
They're louder.
Yes. So we form a group.
Okay.
And every year we had a Rural Women's Day.
Okay.
So we tell them our problems. Yes.
Okay.
Through WIDAF.
Okay.
And the first is not like that.
Okay.
But through WIDAF.
I can see that WIDAF has done wonders for you.
Not small thing.
Wonders for you.
I'm now calling at our place, Kodu Ashon. I'm lawyer. I'm mafia. I'm human rights.
I like that. I like that.
Through WIDAF.
Through WIDAF.
Yes. Because we are the LLVs there.
Okay, the elders in the community.
Yes, legal literacy volunteers.
Okay.
So we solve problems.
Okay.
If like marriage, domestic violence, but if it's like rape, we don't solve it in the house.
Yes. It doesn't take you away from your day-to-day running of your farm. Are you there day-to-day running of your farm?
Yes.
You are there?
It's one of our problems.
It's one of your problems.
First, WIDAF give us some allowance, but now they said they
don't have the funds to do it.
And sometimes we are going to farm, and somebody will meet you on the road. Sister Uncle, come and see this. This one said this. You have to come back and solve the problem before you go. So it's another work.
It's a volunteering.
Yes, it's a volunteer.
But there are great blessings in volunteering.
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
Plenty blessings.
Yes,
in volunteering.
Now,
I didn't ask you. You're in retirement. You've retired with your husband, and you're in the rural area. You are being a traditional ruler. You're farming at the same time. What are your challenges?
As we were talking, were asking me whether I have a tractor.
Yes.
I don't have a tractor, but I need to have pumping machine like Sarah was saying. And you know, the amount is very, very huge that we cannot afford. But if in a group, the government could give us a soft loan just to buy some pumping machine and spray machine, like water hose she was speaking about, and some of the woody side to clear the land, and we would like it. Even though we have kept some small money somewhere, it couldn't.
It's not enough. You still can't afford it.
Yes, if an NGO could help Wodaf to give us some grants, I would like it. Like
just to get some grant money to boost your production.
Yes, because Wodaf has done a lot.
Now, before we've run out of time, but Auntie Sarah, my last question is to you. What would you like to see happen? Apart from, Na has mentioned she would like the government's input in probably giving some soft loans and, you know, some NGO coming along and giving grant money to Wildaf. What would you like?
I would like the government to give us extension offices. Because
what are these station officers? What do you want them to do for you?
Because some of the chemicals you read before you use it, and some of us we can't read.
Okay.
So if the extension officers are there and they come and educate it, if every 3 months, then we beat the ngongo, then we all gather.
Okay.
So that we know more about how to use the chemicals.
These extension officers will come and they will sit with you.
Yes.
And then they will educate you on the different. What about with the affordability?
And the good seed.
Yes.
And the good seeds. Before you get good seed, before you get good price. So that they educated on that.
I want to thank the two of you for coming on the show. Now, first and foremost, I thank you very much for your time. And Auntie Sarah, I thank you both for coming on the show, and I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Now I will go away when I walk around the market, and I know that there's some wonderful, strong women who have put these products on the stalls, or because of whom these products are on the stalls, and we'll have a lot more regard and respect for you henceforth. Thank you very much, and God bless you for the future.
Thank you.
We also thank TV3 for helping us to come to TV3 today.
Yes.
I think people are watching us.
Yes.
Because we are really hard working raw farmers. We thank both of you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right then. So viewers, you've heard Na's message. Let's all spare a thought for the women out in the rural areas. It's because of them that we have food on our table. So if there's anything anybody knows that they can do to help, we'll go ahead and do it. And we thank you also. As we said, we wish you the very best for the future.
Thank you.
I want to thank my sponsors as well, and they are JNEC Skin Repair and Laser Center and Cousins Baby for today's episode. Before you go, of course, your quote for your last quote, which is, agriculture is not crop production as popular belief holds. It's the production of food and fiber from the world's land and waters. Without agriculture, it is not possible to have a city, stock market, banks, university, church, or army. Agriculture is the foundation of civilization and any stable economy. And that is by Alan Savory, a Zimbabwean ecologist, farmer, soldier, exile, environmentalist, international consultant, and president and co-founder of the Savory Institute. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. We'll see you next week.